Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I am camping again, but unlike last week I'm not in my hammock. I'm in the luxury surroundings of the Bongo. Now today I have come on my own. Richard is working, bless him, so he stayed at home. And I haven't brought Teddy with me either, which is a little bit sad. I do miss her when I'm in the van. And I think she would love this campsite. But the reason I haven't brought Teddy is because I am planning to do a little bit of walking. I'm going to be staying here at this campsite for 2 nights. It's about, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. And I'm hoping to do a couple of miles this afternoon because there's a really interesting cast iron lighthouse not far from here that I really want to go and explore. And then tomorrow my plan is to catch one of the local buses to a small town village called Penclawdd, which is pretty much where I left the Wales coast path a couple of weeks ago. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in seeing that one. And when I walk from Berryport to Gower. So Penclawdd is the next village along really. I'm skipping the urban bit in between. I'm going to get a bus from here. It takes about an hour to get here, but that's because these little buses stop at all sorts of places, so it should be quite a nice little journey. And the plan is to walk from Penclawdd all along the coast path back here to the campsite. Now I will be doubling back on myself because I'm planning on doing a little bit this evening as well, to see the lighthouse as I mentioned. And then tomorrow night, chill out, and I'll be leaving here on Friday. So 2 things being ticked off: a stay in my camper van and a bit more off the Wales coast path. And I realised as I pulled up here, by the way, I'm staying on the Gower, and the campsite I'm in is quite a popular one. And I got to be honest, it's one I normally avoid. I stayed here years ago when I was tent camping. In the summer it gets extremely busy and there's a lot of surf around here, so lots of people come surfing here. And it is a really large campsite with quite about 3 large fields. And I prefer the smaller campsites, I've got to be honest. So I've avoided here. But I did come here today because it's so convenient, because it is right on the Wales coast path where I intend to be walking. And I have to be honest, I was not looking forward to coming here so much more, just thought it would be convenient. But it is midweek, it's not quite summer holidays yet, so it's not overly crowded. And the warden who kind of put me on my pitch was absolutely lovely, really nice. And he said, don't worry, we've got wardens here at night, so everything is safe. And yeah, it's a beautiful site. It's literally a quarter of an hour walk to the beach. And it's on Rhosilli Bay, so I'm sure the beach is going to be absolutely stunning. I will show you around later. I literally have just set up. Thought I'd do a quick introduction just to tell you what my plans are for the next 2 days. left the campsite probably about 2 hours ago now, and I'm kind of going backwards on the normal route of the Wales Coast Path because I'm walking from Llangennith, where I'm camped, and my end goal is to get to the Lighthouse at Whiteford. And as I said, I've been going 2 hours. I didn't think it would be this far. I can see the lighthouse, but it's still at least another hour away, I think. Also, I can feel a few specks of rain, nothing too much, certainly wasn't forecast. So I think it's just blowing off the sea more than anything. It's nice and warm. Hours of daylight yet, luckily, because I've got to go all the way back to get to my lovely van for the night. But yeah, it's beautiful to be out, and the Gower Coast Path is absolutely stunning, and yeah, around every corner is a beautiful sight. And I'm walking along this beach which is a couple of miles long, and I haven't passed a soul yet, but the rain is getting heavier. Thinking those trees over there would be perfect for a hammock camp. Well, it took a lot longer to get there than I thought. I got to the edge of shore where the lighthouse is, but the lighthouse is quite a way out in the sea, and I thought I had timed it for low tide, so I was expecting the tide to be out further. So I couldn't actually walk to the lighthouse, but I thought I'll put my drone up and send my drone out, which was quite a brave move, but I thought, no, I'm a bit more confident with it now. So I set it off, pointed it straight at the lighthouse, and I think distance is quite, I don't know, the distance led me astray. It was a lot further than it looked, because my poor drone was chugging away and it didn't seem to be moving any closer to the lighthouse. So I didn't want to lose my drone, as much as I would have loved to get a close-up of that. It looks amazing from the distance. It's made of cast iron. I know it's all covered in barnacles. It hasn't been used since the 1930s. So I'm really sad I couldn't see it after walking all those hours. But my drone comes first, and I didn't want to lose it. It's also kind of still picking with rain, which doesn't do the drone any good at all. So I brought it home to land safe. It's safe and sound back in its bag again, and the Whiteford Lighthouse remains unexplored for me, and now I am making the very long journey back to the van. Oh well, live and learn. It's been a good walk, and I've barely seen a soul. Yeah, so it's a good job it's light evenings, isn't it? So I'll see you back at the van. I spy with my little eye. Oh, I've never been so happy to see the van. I'm always happy to see it, but today, oh, I'm broken. Oh, that was much, much further, and I still didn't get to see the lighthouse. Oh, I can't wait to get back, get these shoes off. Good morning, everybody. It is, I'm shocked, I haven't got my watch on. Hang on, what time is it? I know it's late. It's 9:30 in the morning. I have only just got out of bed, made my coffee. I'm never ever up this late, and I slept really well. Unsurprisingly, after my rather longer than expected walk yesterday evening, I went to bed. I was going to film, but it was so dark I I couldn't really see anything, so I didn't bother in the end. I had a load of water when I got in and a shake, and I'm with my sleeping bag, my Dura2 hammock bag, because it's only me here. I thought it might be a bit warmer. We're in the middle of June. I'm not really sure that we should be needing warm sleeping bags, but I was glad I had it because it was a bit cool in the night, but cosy in my bag. So I think it was about 10 o'clock, maybe a bit before, I put my fire tablet in its little holder on the cupboard door over there, and I used some wireless earphones, and I downloaded a drama on the BBC iPlayer before I left called The Pact, and I probably watched half of episode 1 and my earphones cut out. They lost their charge, but it was a good opportunity. I was really tired anyway, so I turned in. I was expecting the site to be quite noisy because there's lots of crowds of young kids. I don't know, they look like students, or maybe that's just me being old. Young groups anyway. And I gotta be honest, when I put the lights out, I didn't hear a thing. It was so quiet. Didn't hear anything all night, which was really lovely. So I woke up a couple of times. It was so light. I mean, I've got my blackout blinds on, but the roof windows are open. I don't mind that. I don't like sleeping in pure black. I would rather a little bit of light coming in. But yeah, slept really well. Woke up about 7, which would be my normal time for getting up. Dozed back off, and yeah, it was sort of gone 9 by the time I actually got out. So I'm having my coffee. Lovely cup of coffee. We did buy our mocha pot, a little small one. I say small one, it is supposed to be a 4 cup, but it'll do me for 1 and a bit cups. And I'm just sitting here watching camp life through the windows. Looks as though there's a few groups leaving today. I love that about a campsite. I love watching the comings and goings. I love looking at what kind of tents people have and what kind of gear they have and what they're cooking. But yeah, it's very peaceful here. My plan today was to get the bus from up the road and go to Penclawdd and carry on the Wales Coast Path, a bit that in reverse. No, that would have been the right way around. My plan was to get the bus from here to Penclawdd and walk back to this site today, which is 14 miles. But when I looked at my watch last night, I did 14 miles yesterday. It was so frustrating, much longer than I thought. And of course the reason was I walked there and retraced my steps back, which isn't my favourite way of walking. I like circular walks or linear walks where I get on a path and then get off and get a bus or a train. I don't like to-ing and fro-ing. I find it quite soul destroying. And so it was last night. I just didn't want to give up. I wanted to see that lighthouse, and in the end I didn't get a very good view. And then I knew I had to walk all of that way back, but I did. The good thing was it did pick with rain a little bit on the walk, but when I got back to the van, I went over and had a lovely hot shower. And as I walked back to the van, it really started raining. So yeah, I was lucky. Count my blessings. I was in the van, I was dry, and I could just sit and watch the rain. So today, back to today. Yes, the plan was to do that. But to be honest, my ankles are really aching. I wore new walking shoes yesterday, Gower ones, and they were brilliant. I wouldn't have worn them if I'd known I was going to be walking 14 miles. I would have broken them in a little gently. But as it was, and I was walking across sand as well and up dunes, so it was quite hard going. Moan. Anyway, the shoes were brilliant. They didn't hurt. I don't have any blisters, but they are chock-a-block full of sand and looking a bit worse for wear today. But that's not the reason I'm not walking. I'm just being lazy, and I just fancy a chill day and yeah, watching the camp life. I probably will take a little walk because the beach is only over the sand dunes there. Maybe do a bit of filming and a bit of drone footage possibly. But today is all about the chilling and I'm going to enjoy it. Well, what happened yesterday? I'm staying at Hillend Campsite, which is about here, and I walked on the coast path up to here, across here, around here, and all the time I was walking, because the tide was out, I was on sand. It just made it feel a lot further, but it was stunning. It was really beautiful. And then all the way around here, all on sand still. I got to this point, the Grouse, and I didn't see a soul then until I got to Whiteford Point, which is all the way up here. There is my beautiful lighthouse. And there were two fishermen here. I've just looked at the tide times again. I'm not sure how it has happened, but somehow I got it completely wrong yesterday. I thought it was low tide at 6:30 in the evening, and I'm sure I checked the tide times and that's what it was. But anyway, turns out it was high tide, so I am an absolute idiot. Yeah, so I did that. That took me hours, and then I had to go all the way back to my campsite here. Yes, it does actually look as far as it was. So, do I today, in my little camper van here, do I just go and finish off this last bit to Rhosilli? Because when I come back to carry on the coast path from Rhosilli, I can get buses easily from there. That would make sense. It'd be a nice shortish walk for today. And then tomorrow I am tempted to start at Penclawdd, get the bus there, or drive there tomorrow morning, and then I would need to walk all the way around Llanryddian Marsh, past the estuary, and Llangennith is where the buses are. I want to see the lighthouse, but just timing it all. Or do I just drive tomorrow to Llangennith and just go and see the lighthouse at the proper low tide time? Is it worth that? And then I'm just going to have to do Penclawdd another time. It's a balance between wanting to tick off the coast path and actually wanting to see the sights on the way. And the way I feel now, I think the sights on the way are more important. Yeah, I'll have a little think today. Well, it's now 10:30. I've had 2 cups of coffee, which was really lovely. I'm being exceptionally lazy. Normally I'd be up and at 'em, but I'm camping. Why do I need to? I'm loving watching everyone packing up around me, enjoying the peace. I haven't even put the bed away. I'm using it as a lounge, and it's super comfy, and I've probably never done that. Normally when I wake up in the morning, the first job is get the bed away. I suppose it helps that it's only me here and Teddy and Richard aren't here, because normally you need a bit more space to move around in the van. But yes, loving it. I got all the windows open. I've just opened up my vent. It's a grey day, but it does look as though the sun might be trying to come out, and it feels warm. I've got the vents open and it is now warm. And just to let you know, I'm camping in a field. I don't have hookup. I didn't want hookup. I always feel at this time of year, well, or any time of year really, I don't really have anything to need to go on hookup. Obviously, I've got the heater now, but I wouldn't have had the heater on last night anyway. And as for lights, I use my rechargeable ones. And it's light till I go to bed now anyway, so honestly I don't know what I would need a hookup for. Plus, when you're not on hookup, you do tend to get a pitch that's a bit more wild, a bit more grassy, and you're not sort of next to other motorhomes and caravans and things. So yeah, suits me. I'm amongst all the tenters, and yeah, it's just memories. I did enjoy tent camping. certain tents anyway. But yeah, I've still got my tent, and I might well come back and do a tent camp just because different experience. I mean, I'm into my hammocks now, so why not? Having said I don't use hookup, I am giving my little cigarette lighter a bit of a thrashing. I've got one of these chargers that's got 4 points in, and yeah, between charging the camera, charging my phone, I got my watch charging, the wireless earphones, and then there's a queue of other stuff waiting to be charged. The drone. It's a bit slower when I've got this many things charging in one go, but yeah, I don't know how I would survive without the leisure battery, but I know a lot of you are using these Jackeries, which do look good, I must admit, and I do wonder if that's the new way, especially as you can get the solar attachment for them. But for now, yeah, I'm quite happy with using my leisure battery. I am still in the van, and it's lunchtime now, and I haven't really done much except go over the shower rooms. And I'm really doing battle with myself, because I think I should walk to Rhosilli to just tick that bit off the coast path, and plus a bit of walking is good for the soul, and I want to do it, and I want to see Rhosilli and Worm's Head. But as I'm sitting here, it was sunny. I came out of the showers and it was hot and sunny, and I put my shorts on, and I've been sitting in the van fiddling, as you do, and a bit of a cool wind coming through, and mist is rolling in over the hills above Rhosilli. So do I do it? I don't have to do the high altitude climb, I can do the coast path. So I think I'm going to do it, shall I? Needed to Rhosilli, so I can tick off from Whiteford Burrows to Rhosilli off the Wales coast path. It's really, really misty today, sea mist rolling in, so haven't really been able to see any scenery for good photos, and certainly not the drone. The sun is trying to come through, but I'm not sure if we're going to really see any today. But it's very warm, and it probably only took me about an hour to walk here from the campsite. And it's going to be another hour back, and I'm going to retrace my steps. There is a high route you can take, but I'm not really sure I got the energy for a high climb today or any other day. I suppose you could walk on the beach, but I'm not really sure where I know you can't walk directly on the beach all the way around to the campsite, so I'm going to stick to where I know, which is the Wales coast path. And it's a pleasant walk, it's lovely, it's up on this fairly high level, but I think I did the steep bits coming here, so it should be all downhill all the way. And I'm going to go back to the van, chill out for the rest of the day, but I'm glad I did this little bit, because it was just enough for today, really. So yes, I think I'll sign off here, and I'll see you back at the van. Well, good evening. It's about 8 o'clock. The sun that was so gorgeous when I finished off my walk has now gone. It's really quite blowy. We've also had some rain, so I'm really super grateful to be cozied up in the van. And I've just had a really quiet afternoon. I've read, had a little sleep, and just made lots of cups of tea. And I think I'm going to end this vlog right here. I really don't want to be boring with you, because nothing much has really happened over the last few days other than a couple of walks. But my plan for next week, I'm planning tomorrow to start a new vlog, and I'm going to drive from here to a new location only for the day, and I'm going to try and get pictures of that dang lighthouse. I'm absolutely determined. The more I look at photos of it, the more gutted I am that I didn't see it the other night. So I'm going to try again tomorrow. So will I or won't I? Well, you'll just have to wait for next week to find out. Have a lovely week, everybody. I hope it's sunny where you are, and I'll see you next week. Bye.